Getting back to this, I mean, we have seen them try to just set up everything they can, and they are just steamrolling towards war with Iran. And I'm not saying Iran is some wonderful place and the mullahs are great people. The point is, our criminal government has overthrown them repeatedly and has bombed their country and done all this horrible stuff to them in the last 60 plus years, since 1953. And what's happening there is wrong. It's wrong. And they want a political diversion for all the crimes that the ruling class is committing here, and we do not need this war. All right, we are back. Amazing interview with Ray McGovern. Hope you get that out to everybody. And remember, it is you, the subscribers to PrisonPlanet.tv, that make this type of information possible. We're not financed by George Soros or the World Bank with, stolen taxpayer money. We're financed by you, PrisonPlanet.tv subscribers. Don't forget, we've extended the 15-day free trial because it's been so popular at InfoWarsNews.com or PrisonPlanet.tv. If you're watching this out there on the interwebs, then you're certainly welcome to subscribe if you believe in what we're doing, especially as the system comes in and announces that they want to censor the internet. And, that's a point I didn't put in these 10 points. Because in about 3 minutes before I went live on the radio today, I said, let's do a top 10 stories and here are some of my ideas. And they kind of ran off and got it all done. But I don't think there's even internet censorship on this list. And the Soapapilla bill and all the rest of it that openly shuts down free speech. And the inventors of the internet admitted, I mean, it is Twilight Zone. Yeah, those are honorable mention stories. It's kind of like, even when you're reading the Associated Press and they're just calmly reporting, well, the military will now be able to have any farm animal they wish at their private dwellings to have sex with it. The NDAA has legalized bestiality. It's like, what? I mean, what is the point? I mean, it's all reached another new level. And it's only going to get crazier from this point on. I mean, maybe David Icke's right. Maybe they are blood-drinking lizards from 14 trillion years ago that time warped into our galaxy and are running gold mining operations. I mean, maybe Emperor Palpatine is secretly President Obama and he's just wearing like some biomechanical suit or something. I'm being sarcastic, New York Times, before you write an article about that. That was a joke. That was satire. I wasn't serious. Let's get into these other pieces here. This is MF Global. Numbers keep getting larger. It's over $1.2 billion now. Corzine got caught lying, the head of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Duffy, you just hear Thurston Howell going, oh, Terrence Duffy. He came out and said, look, I'm not going to lie here in testimony. We were in meetings. Corzine transferred the money. Nobody knows where it went. Went to London, goodbye private bank account, brokerage account holders. It's gone and it ain't ever coming back. So quite a big story because it just shows that none of these accounts of any type are safe. And you look at how his former minion, COO, was the head of the federal agency regulating him. And then there's all these other agency heads at every level that formerly worked for him. And he was formerly the head of Goldman Sachs. I mean, it just shows you this is a criminal enterprise, and these people are brazen. They think they can get away with bloody murder because the average American only cares about the NFL and American Idol. But I got news for the tyrants. It doesn't matter if 50, 60% of the public needs help sucking their thumb and only cares about UT football or what the Broncos are doing. It was 5% won the war against the Redcoats. And we've got way more than 5% that know exactly who you are. And so no amount of tyranny, secret police, NDAA, admissions that they're coming after the American people is going to put your Humpty Dumpty back together again. You just need to go ahead and come out with your hands up and give up. But I know you won't. You're going to end up like Hitler down in that bunker with Berlin collapsing all over you. Okay, let's continue here. 4 is a big one, the Osama bin Laden death. I mean, I had top CIA and State Department sources a decade ago saying he was already dead of kidney failure, like Steve Pachinik and others. And I've since been contacted by some high-level government people confirming that. But we saw fake stories, fake Situation Room photos that were clearly staged, later admitted to be fake. Burial at sea because it's Muslim tradition, not Muslim tradition. But, hey, Americans will buy it, according to the establishment. They were throwing Easter bunnies and Santa Claus overboard and Keebler elves. God, I've mentioned those three things every show. In with the Loch Ness Monster. Because the Loch Ness Monster lives in water. That's proof. What's the horse with the horn? Unicorns were there. Flying carpets. The Easter Bunny's assistant, they were all there. He was a big firefight with the troops. That wasn't true. The troops get on the helicopter. It blows up and kills them. They go inside, find out nobody's there. Well, they blow up that helicopter. The rest of SEAL Team 6 talks bad about it. I predicted this. They blow them up, kill them. I've talked to a Navy SEAL who has a friend that survived SEAL Team 6. They all know it's an inside job. That all came out. So just a big fake media report that the Easter Bunny was killed by our gracious leader, Osama bin Laden, also known as Barack H. Obama. In fact, it has more credibility to say that bin Laden actually got a face job, nose job, ear job, and is the president. Continuing here, the National Defense Authorization Act. It's not just abolishing the Sixth Amendment. Again, you can't overstate how incredible this is. But they say they'll secretly arrest you, use the military on the streets. Ray McGovern talked about that. Total martial law. Ron Paul said on the show just 2 weeks ago, this is the establishment of martial law. That happened in 2011. So much of what we were kooks for talking about, because I went to urban warfare drills and witnessed some training for this, is now just in your face. And now the talk show hosts are like, well, maybe the troops do need to secretly arrest Americans and have them disappear into a black hole. I have nothing to hide. Oh, yeah. But you got pension funds the bankers want. Doesn't matter how many big white New World Order genocidal rumpuses you kiss, like Richard Pearl's. They want to eat you. It's like asking a big vampire, hey, I'm not against you. It's like, I don't care. I want to drink your blood. You know, it'd be like asking Jews in Nazi Germany, I didn't do anything to you, Hitler. He doesn't care, or Stalin. Like the Ukrainian farmers, he killed millions of them. He wants control. It's what they want. And all of you that sit there and bend over and kiss the wart-covered behind of the devil, of Lucifer, it's not going to get you safe passage. You got to fight the system. Quite frankly, historically, you're not safe fighting evil, but you're a lot safer than trying to find the biggest boot to suck on. I mean, I'm just going to give you a little news flash here. Boot licking, butt kissing does not get you anywhere, okay? Not in an end game. But you're not going to listen to some new viewers. I understand. But you will wake up later. That's why this whole transmission is really what I call the time bomb. Because if you're not listening now, you will listen later. I can almost do a Vulcan mind meld with you, like remember, so that later you do remember. You will remember. Remember how funny this is. Let's continue. We have Fast and Furious is number 2. A huge confirmed false flag terror attack against this republic, where if you actually look at the court documents, the government shipping guns all over the U.S., Indiana, Illinois, Florida, you name it, not just Mexico and Honduras, to gangs that are killing the other gangs that aren't laundering their money through the proper globalist banks. It also came out this year that major banks like Wachovia and Wells Fargo have laundered $370+ billion in drug money that's run out of the crack house down the street. Sure it is. $376 billion. That low-level crack dealers control that. And the troops grow the opium. That's all been admitted this year, but no big deal. You got to be a little sarcastic about this. It's all pretty ridiculous. And then Holder's caught perjuring himself, and then CBS News admits, oh, here's the memos. They did this to blame the Second Amendment. I don't need dinosaur media trying to hold on by its little claws, trying to get some credibility to tell me this was a false flag. But confirmed false flag because CBS said so. It's like, am I on a planet? Well, CBS said so. Is this water good to drink? CBS said so. Yeah, we've got the Wayne Madsen report where he's broken down the fact that, and I already heard this, but then he talked to a confidential source, that Giffords and Judge Roll were killed because they were investigating that out in Arizona. And just kind of like the whole mind control situation with Sirhan, he was just drugged up. There was other shooters. And then it takes us to number 1. Fukushima happened, 10 months ago. And we told you day one there were huge explosions, total meltdowns at many of the different 6 plants there at Fukushima. Turns out 5 of the 6 did blow up and melt down, and it's still belching out radiation. But the government just raised the radiation levels and says that it's all safe now. And up in Alaska, we've got seals dying from radiation poisoning. That's all in the news. And it took about 8-9 months, but most of the tsunami washed away houses covered with radiation from that area of Japan have now hitting the West Coast, and people are reportedly getting radiation sickness. Kids are dying, and others dying in the schoolyards, dropping dead from heart attacks from radiation, damaging their heart muscle. We've had top scientists talking about how it infects the heart with the chemicals and the radiation and finally kills them. All that's going on, but the trendy media waves a magic trendy wand. And why I call it a trendy wand is it's just as if it's an establishment person reading off a teleprompter with their little outfit done just right, shaking, like a starving chihuahua, like one of the info babes on Fox News who's anorexic but wants to look good for the camera. If they say radiation is good for you, half of Americans would drink it down. But the good news is the world isn't run by cattle. It's not run by people who don't care. It's not run by people who will buy any lie they're told. It's run by people that get involved. And that means the evil people that get involved and the good people. And it's always a contest between minorities on both ends of the spectrum, the good and the bad. Who is going to win this fight? Well, that's it for this edition of InfoWars Nightly News, the last of the year. And we will see you back here coming up next Monday, 2012. I guess that'll be the second day of 2012, January 2nd, 2012, the vaunted year of insanity. Straight ahead, if you're not an InfoWars PrisonPlanet.tv subscriber, find out more at PrisonPlanet.tv. I'm Alex Jones, signing off. Great job to the subscribers and great job to the crew.